Hi, everybody. It's Jill Blanchett with Green Thumb Stampers. I am here today on Impromptu Monday. I'm cleaning up a little bit of card kits and stuff that I have sitting around and putting my supplies away. And I've been meaning to post out here for you guys to see the cards that I made for the Perched in a Tree stamp bundle class that we did for, I believe this was the August class. Don't quote me on that, but this is August. We just did it. Yes, it was the August class. So what I do is we randomly pick a set / bundle if you want to purchase the bundle from the catalog, and then I design cards around that. The set gets purchased, the bundle you purchase from me, and then I provide the kit guts, I call them, for free for your purchase of the stamp set or bundle. And then the girls currently, most of them come over on a random day, and well, it's not a random day, it's usually the third Sunday, put those together. And anybody that can't come, then I will get you your stuff, your pieces and parts. You can do porch pickup, or I can mail them. And anybody actually that I need to mail, I'm going to have to work that out because currently don't have that many takers of it, but I could do PDFs, or we could do a Zoom, kind of like this idea, where we go through. I could either do it live or I can record it, and you could put your stuff together along with me on the instructions if you can't make it. So that's always an idea. I would love to do something like that. So if anybody out there wants to join along and can't actually come, then let's set up a time that we can figure out how we're going to do it. Because like I said, I can do PDFs, or I'd love to do something like this, but I'm going to turn my camera down and show you guys the cards that I made. And then I'm actually going to make a couple of them to show you how fun they were. So hang on, let me turn my camera down. I'm still getting used to my YouTube live, so it works pretty much the same way, but I gotta get used to, because I can't do some of the same things. Oh, wait a second. I don't have my, oh, there it goes. Oh, okay, sorry. So I'm going to show you guys, this is the stamp set that we use, the Perched in the Tree. I gotta take my sweatshirt off because I'm getting a little hot here with the lights on. We used the Perched in the Tree, and then the die set that came with it is called the Aspen dies, and it has the bird, and I'm gonna get it and show you. It comes with this big birch tree cut out. There's a branch. You get the bird, and you get some leaves, a couple of leaves, and I'm going to say this is a bunch of leaves so that you could put it on your branch. But that came in with the bundle, the stamp set. Again, Aspen Trees dies. Move this out of the way and I'll show you. So the first card, I'm going to actually make this one with you. So the first card was this. Let me pull it up a little bit because I don't. And this one was real quick for everybody to make. Let me get my paper back in here. I cut all the pieces. So when you get to the class, or you would pick up your kit, everything is cut and ready to go. I do not do the die cutting, just occasionally, I will say, if it's a long day and I do a stamp a stack right afterwards. If there's going to be a long day of cutting off on the big shot or the stamp cut and emboss machine, I will do a little bit of stamping or the die cutting for the girls. So keep that in mind. that the kit comes already to go. So I'm going to use some other items as well. I pulled in from Hand Pen Petals. I pulled in this flower background. And I used the Melon Mambo on the background of our piece of paper. I'm going to use this. Grab my ink. Actually, I think the background is polished pink. It's been a couple of months now since like I said, I've got it sitting in a drawer of things I need to do. And getting ready for a girls' weekend, so I'm trying to decide what to take, and I was going to take these pieces to make them up, and I said, no, I'm going to make them up online because there's a couple people that did get the kit to go and might appreciate seeing how we made the cards. So I'm just stamping around on this piece of paper, filling it in. You could put a little more down in the corners, depends how full you want it. Put some leaves down there. I kind of like it full, so I'm going to put stuff everywhere. All right, I'm going to call that good. Put my stamp over there. Then we can adhere this piece down. So this is a slim line, mini slim line. And I will get my ruler and tell you, it should be like 6 inches. I don't want to take up all your time with dimensions, but the mini slim line. So I got 6 1/4 by 7. And then you fold it in half. This layer is 3 1/4 by 6. I'm going to adhere that to the front so I can get this step out of the way. That on there. See if I can see in my camera, make sure I'm on in view. I get a wider angle when I do the lives than I do my pre-recorded videos, so. I think I stuck one inside. I gave the girls a piece to stick inside anyway. So I'm going to just make another little flower down in the corner. That. And then I'm going to glue this inside. This piece is the same size. And it's just going to go on front to hold your sentiment. Actually, it looks a little bit smaller. Oh, crud, because I did the wrong one. Oh, then I'm going to cut this one. What am I doing? That one is a little bit smaller because it's smaller. So we're going to cut it down. So we need it 2 3/4. I'll go 3. And I'm just going to guess here and whack off a little bit on the end. It's probably not enough. I gotta go a little tiny bit more. Sorry, you guys. Thought I had these pieces and parts all set out and obviously skipped this one. So happens to the best of us, right? All right, so put that on there. And then you can see I did cut off a little too much if we want to trim that off, but I'm not gonna. So then I'm gonna put this layer on the outside. And then I'm going to go ahead and use this one on the inside, even though it's one size too small. I may take it off in the end and layer it on the pink, but for now, we're going to finish it off like that. All right, so then we've got our card base done. Then what I've got is, I did this ahead of time. I cut out the bird on watercolor paper and I used Stays On ink. And then what I've got is our Melon Mambo, and I'm going to squeeze it to get some ink up in the lid. And then I've got my Parakeet Party, and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to squeeze it, get some ink in the lid. And then I've got my water painter. I brought so many pieces and parts over here that I know I got it. That's my spritzer. Oh, it's right here. Can you see it right on my desk? Yep. So then I've got my water painter and I'm going to squeeze it just a smidge. Get the water flowing. And for anybody who has the new painters, it unscrews like clockwise and it tightens back up counterclockwise. So if you're trying to get your cap off to fill it, that's why it won't possibly come off for you, because you're turning it the wrong way. It's kind of backwards from what we're used to. So at least here in the US, I don't know if other places unscrew it backwards or not, but maybe we unscrew it backwards for them. So I'm picking up some of the ink from my lid and I'm just going to start like painting on my little bird. And I want this part to be a little bit darker. So I'm just going to come in. I want his under feathers pink, like this. I'm going to come up under his wing a little bit with the dark. And then I'm going to try and make some of these little feather spots a little bit darker. And now, yes, you guys all know I'm not the greatest of painters and colorers, but I try. So I give myself a little credit for trying. I need classes somewhere, somebody that can teach me the proper way to shade. And oops, now I'm jiggling the camera. So kind of want his belly a little bit darker too. And then I'm going to drag that out. And I'm going to leave a little bit of spot in the middle undone or done very lightly with the ink so that it's, see if I could get it on there very lightly to give it a little bit of a contrast. And then I'm going to finish up around his face and his eye. I'm going to go out like this. And I'll come up over the top of his little beak. And then I'm just going to go back with the dark and I'm going to fill in some areas that I want to look a little bit brighter without being too purposeful, I guess, and showing that, oh, look, she made it really dark right there. Still want it to flow. So I'm going to call that good with the pink. Shade that out a little bit. Okay. And then I'm going to clean off my brush. I got my chamois over on my desk next to me. And then I'm going to pull in this, do the same thing with the Parakeet Party. I'm going to try and get some of the areas darker green. Just a few of the little spots and stuff. And be very careful not to drag into the pink too far, or I will have a muddy mess on my hands with the dragging the pink out. So I want it to blend nicely together, but I don't want it to mix together, if that makes sense. And then I'm going to just, like I say, I'm going to try and get some dark on his wings and stuff, and then I'll come in and just blend it out without smearing into the pink too far. And it's all, you know, however you want it to look. If you're a good painter, I'm sure it'll be beautiful. If you're an painter color like me, it'll still look nice. And then I should have, but I don't have anything over here for his little, his feet and his eye and his beak. So I need a light brown. Oh, wait a minute. I do have, let's, I got all my colors over there. I'm going to use gray. I'm just going to come in with some smoky slate just to give it some color. And then that was it for our little bird. Try and blend that out a little better again. Close this up. And I got his face a little dark, but we're calling it good. Where's our card? We get out a dimensional or two. Stick it on the back of our bird. And then we just put our bird on the front. Right in there. I have some of the, oh, just some black basic gems that I've got sitting around. And I'm going to put a couple different sizes on him. I'm going to get my tool out. It'll be a little bit easier for me to hopefully place the things where I want them. And then I've got a piece of scrap white and my Memento black, my block. And then this set was from the celebration that was probably going on at the time that I designed this card. So I'm picking out the "You Are an Amazing" out of here. And I'm going to put it up above. So it says, "You are amazing." Ink that up in Memento black. I gotta sneeze. Put that down. Okay. Then we are going to fussy cut that. So let me cut that real quick. And I'm just going to cut around all the letters. And you can do as much or as little of the hoop-de-doos as you want. That just gives it a little bit of, I'll call it a little bit of character if you go around all the shape versus just cutting it straight across. Kind of go in and down and follow the letters around. Like this. Oh, my U and R might have got a little bit too far away, so I'm going to cut around them. And I will adhere that on separate. All right. And we'll just, like I say, we'll just cut around that separately. And then sometimes I just wiggle my paper just to give it contour, even though I'm not really following any letter shape or anything. Just because I think it looks cute with the extra little wiggles in it. That. And then I wanted it kind of to look like he was sitting on it. So I've got the amazing. He's kind of like perched on the amazing. Get some dimensionals. Like I said, kind of want it to look like he's perched on that. So just going to stick it under his feet. And then the U and R. Oh, I'm going to have to cut that a little bit. It's too big. I'm going to try and cut it in half this way. Because I got my words too small. There. Right there. And then I can stick it in there. You are amazing. Like that. And then I'll come over here on this side with some more of these little black things. Pop enamel dots, I guess they are. Couple different sizes over on this side as well. And then that card is all set. It's pretty. Didn't take all too long. I need another dimensional under his little face there because the watercolor paper will pop up. It appears on me because I only stuck the dimensional part in the middle. There we go. And so there's our first card that we made. And then I had, I'll show you this one. I'm not going to make the whole thing. I'm just going to show you how I did the background, because sometimes I've had comments where people really wanted to actually see how I made it. But I'll just show you the basic part where you know how you're going to want to color your own and things like that. So I will just show you what I did to do the background and get my, I got to clean off my surface a little bit here and get card one out of the way. Set that down there. So card two here, where's my paper? I'll bring in my paper. So card two is just a standard card base, a basic white. Then I have another layer that is in inches, 4 by 5 1/4, and then my layer on top of that is 3 3/4 by 5. And then I just have random blue paper that I cut the leaves out with. And if you could see, the leaves kind of have embossing on them. Oh, maybe there. That comes on the die. The die does that for you. And the stem, or the leaf branch, he is also in that die set. So you just want to cut that out. You want to stamp your bird and color it however you want. Cut out the bird, cut out some leaves, and then you can assemble like that. So I'm just going to show you this basic background that I did here. Just a quick look at the, hold on. Sorry about that. We used Night of Navy yesterday in class and I put it away. So we'll hope this works because this is an old pad, but I'm just going to start from the outside and move inward, but you want to leave a focal point for your bird. So I'm just going to start off my paper and use my blending brush and go in and build in from there. You can make it as dark or as light as you want. You can, you could even use black. Black would be all right. Kind of a dark, but, and see, this is all that I did. I just keep laying the paper or laying the ink down and going in circular motion to kind of like dry out, blend out the brush. When I'm blending out the ink that's building up in there. And I'm trying not to get in too far. I want to keep the really dark at the outer edges so that it has that gradient look moving inwards. But you do it too much and your fingers will get blue and all that jazz. So, you know, when it looks like it's good, stop. And then I just adhere that onto the layer. And then this will go on the card front. And then from there, you can just build up the rest of your card with your leaves and your bird, and get that out of the way before I end up with it everywhere. And this layer goes on the front. Here, like so. And there you go. You've got a really pretty, like, glow, I'll call it, going on, where you've got the focal point for the middle, and then you can arrange your bird and your leaves and everything around it. And so that was the second card that we did. This one. The third card that we did, which made into Christmas. And so for this card, I've got a real thin layer here of early espresso. I went down on the 8th and probably could have cut this top one just a smidge more because I'm thinking it could use a little bit more room around it. But I ran it through the timber folder, the timber embossing folder. We punched out a circle, so just come in from the side with a 2.5 inch punch. Punch that out, and then we glued that circle flat inside the hole. This was a random, I keep saying random today, sorry, but this was just a Christmas set that had some evergreen and the pine cones. It was this one, Christmas season, and it has dies. So we stamped and cut it out and then just used some enamel dots. The sentiment is from the stamp set, and I used cherry cobbler for a base. So that was the third card that they did. And then I'll show you the last one. Here's the last card that they did. And I will show you this one. Oops. Look, I made a mess of my little thing. This is my September hostess code. But so this last card, we've got 4¼ inch wide by 11-inch long piece of basic white. Probably be good to use a heavyweight cardstock for this because it's not a lot to it. So have a nice heft if you use the heavyweight cardstock. Then I have the gray granite, or sorry, the smoky slate ink. And we pulled out another retired stamp set. The girls don't mind using retired stuff. So I will sometimes pull it out if I need to make my design work. So I'm just inking the whole stamp up. And this is how I like to do it with the larger stamps, the background stamps. I ink it up. I lay my paper down where I want it. And then I bring in a piece of white, like copy paper, printer paper, I guess. And then I just rub all over the printer paper to keep my hands clean and hopefully get the image. If you go off to the edge, sometimes if you press too hard, you might pick up this over spray stuff, but for the most part, it works for us. And that was it. There's the stamping on that card. This one was real simple. I cut out the birch tree from a 4 by 5¼ layer. We're going to pop that up on the back with our dimensionals. And this piece is now officially done. I'm going to cut this one into a couple pieces so I can glue down some of these. Inside. There we go. Hopefully that's enough. You might want a couple on the sides too, but just gonna put that over the top. Try and center it on there. I've used those leaf dies using the paper that is now retired. It was the textured Good Times textured paper, something like that. And then I just glued them to the front. So if you want to put a little bit of glue, you can just put the glue on the tree trunks so that it's going to stay on there. It'll not glue it to the back that way. Stick that on there. I need another one of these little leaves, which I don't know what I did with it. So we're going to glue this on, but I'm popping it up. Just the front part of it or the top part of it. I'm going to pop it up. And I'm going to put a little bit of just adhesive down at the bottom because I don't want the bottom to be flat to this other leaf, but pop up to give a little dimension up here. So I'll go ahead after and add the next leaf rather than looking around for it. I have some old ribbon. You know, some things, guys, we just can't part with. So I just keep trying to use up my supplies. And when it matches, I gotta go with it. And then I get excited that I got it and it matches. So I use it. So I just made a bow. I've got a glue dot. And yes, the glue dots on the roll, guys, are fantastic. Our mini glue dots on the roll. And I should get them out because they're so easy to use by just taking your bow and like sticking it on the roll. But I have all these from my paper pumpkin kits. And again, you know, you gotta use it. So I feel bad if I don't. So I do. All right. And there's that. Then I have just a smoky slate piece and my Perched in the Tree set. And I used another saying from there. The no matter the season, I'm here for you. And I did that in the smoky slate. Actually, I think I did it, which I don't have here, but I did it in, I believe it's basic gray. So don't follow me on this one. If you got basic gray, let me see how dark this comes out. If you got basic gray, I'd use basic gray. Because I'm pretty sure that this isn't going to be that dark. Well, maybe that's what I used, but it still looks like I used basic gray. It's darker. Either one will work. Use what you have. And then again, I went and fussy cut out. And this is one where I just kind of jiggle my scissors a little bit because it's cursive and kind of sort of follow the contour, but add my own just for effect and cuteness. Because again, all those little squiggles are just so cute. Except for when you get around to the top, you kind of got to go straight because it just is straight across. And then I round it down around the nose and then back around for some. There. And then this I also popped up on the front. Couple dimensionals on there. Put it right about in there. And there you have it. That's our last card that we did for the Perched in the Tree kit of the stamp of the month. So there you go, guys. If you have any questions, if you do have this kit from me and you have any questions about the cards or the stuff that I didn't show you that I did, please reach out and let me know. If you would like to be part of the club, you can always look on my Facebook page, or I pin the stamp set of the month to the top, or go to greenthumbstampers.com and sign up for my newsletter, because I do send out a specific email at the beginning of the month telling you what the stamp will be for the following month. So right now, sign up is open for next month, which will be October, and that is the Regal Reindeer from the mini catalog. So check that one out if you're interested. You can go to greenthumbstampers.com and get a hold of me through there, get a hold of me on here, text me, email me, call me, whatever you want to do. So anyway, I'm going to quit rambling, everybody. I appreciate your watching, and the comments are always great to see. So thank you very much. And I will be back again with some more fun cards. Bye, guys.